Hi everybody, it's Onyx here, and today I am bringing you part 2, finally, of What If DEKU went to the Konosuba Universe. As before we start this What If, I would like to thank you all for hitting the like goal. I'm actually astonished. We actually surpassed it. We actually are now on almost 500 likes on that video and almost 300 comments, which is mentally insane. That is my most commented video I have at the moment on my channel, and I'd like to thank you guys so much for spamming the comments on this video. I'd like to set you guys a challenge on this video. If this video gets spammed with comments, I will make the next part as soon as possible. I want to see how much spamming you guys can do in the comments section. And if your comment gets removed from the video, just text me personally on my Discord and I'll re-add it to the actual YouTube comments section. And also, one last thing before we begin, if you guys would like to support me personally, I have a Patreon. Which, if you guys don't want to do it that way, that's completely fine. I don't want to force you to do anything. It's your life, you do live it as you want. And also, if you guys would like to support me a different way, you guys can subscribe to the channel. And also, with this, you guys can actually help me to see you guys like my videos, and it makes me more and more motivated to actually pump out more content for you guys to enjoy and watch. Well, that's all I have for today. And also, I'd like to thank you guys for actually liking the new edit style I've been trying to do on my videos. I've been trying to do more like 3D basic types of pop-outs type of thing. If you guys know what that is. If you don't, I'll put more in detail into a separate video. That's enough for me droning on. Let's begin our what if. We're going to start this what if off with the starting of Izuku's point of view 2 days after Megumin and Darkness applied, as Izuku and Darkness was both walking from the shop after buying their daily dose of alcohol, so they could take this home and brew it even more to make it taste better. Recently, Izuku's actual branding is spread all around nationwide, so Izuku could actually bring some more customers in this way. And also for Izuku's little facial features, people would like to call it, he would bring in more and more customers, but they would still be untrustworthy of him from him being a devil, or being seen as one. Throughout the days and weeks, Izuku's actually managed to go to the inventory guilds and actually put out some more jobs for himself so he can actually get more money this way. Aqua and Darkseid and Megumin would have joined him on these endeavors, however, as Izuku and Megumin and all them would have actually gone outside and done the quest. The quest was they had to collect like 29 slimes, 22 ox, and 22 onyx, just so they can actually get paid 29 silver and 25 gold that day. As they all arrived back at the Inventories Guild to be greeted with everyone's smiling faces at them, thinking they're going to buy drinks on the house for them, like what they would normally do, but they would have had shocked expressions when Izuku just turned around and started to walk away, with one of the actual bartenders and one of the customers actually walking up to him, pulling his shoulder back, saying, "Aren't you going to buy his drinks today, Izuku?" one of them said, as one of them started to pull out his knife. "No, I'm not, and could you please move your knife away from me? I'm not in the mood," he said, as Izuku pulled his shoulder away from the man, leaving the man in dead shock and belief. As Izuku let out as much bloodlust he could at the man, this is why the man backed off so suddenly. As 2 days have passed since then, Izuku, Megumin, Aqua, and Darkness was both handing out drinks in their bar, or their local bar, because they've actually been selling quite a lot of their own alcohol to the actual local people around their area, as they would have sold quite a hefty amount of the actual alcohol from the actual services that they would have been called it into. Izuku Kazuma, more or less. Izuku is Kazuma in this state. Izuku is more or less doing the same thing what Kazuma would have done in the anime, trying to actually sell as much as he can, but most people would have actually bought it because they would have actually had more outgoing personalities in this. So that makes people want to buy even more and more alcohol from them, plus the tasting would have actually been explicit to most nobles. who visited the area. We're gonna start with the actual episodes now instead of the dialogue of what's happening. Izuku and Aqua and Megumin was both walking down the area trying to find some more quests that they can do. One quest actually managed to catch their eye as Megumin picked this quest up and introduced it to Izuku. Hey Izu, do you think this quest would be really good for us? It seems really easy, she said, shoving the paper in his face. Yeah, how much does it pay? Izuku looked at the price, seeing that it was 24 gold coins each. Izuku was shocked at this, it being more than the original canon of Konosuba. For the example of people underestimate how powerful Izuku is, and underestimate how powerful people in the actual thing are. Let's just say that. Izuku and Aqua and everyone else actually took the quest, and went to the actual guild to get it registered as them taking it. They went to the actual area like the original, them being actually swallowed by toads. Again, Aqua, useless, as Aqua actually was swallowed by the frogs and toads. Izuku didn't take nicely to this, as Izuku cut the frog's stomach open, as Aqua was span out of control, because covered in mucus. As Aqua arrived back out of the stomach of the frog, as she stopped at Izuku's feet, Izuku using wind magic actually blowing her and drying her off, with some of it still sticking to her skin like some form of lubricant. I know what you guys are going to say. As Izuku was helping Aqua dry off, as a couple more frogs came their way, with darkness running after the frogs trying to cut them. But the frogs hit her instead, with her masochistic side kicking in, with her bending the frog's will, as the frog just kept on pummeling her until it was being swallowed. The frog swallowed Dark Side. Izuku was going to actually cut the frog open, but the frog just spat her out. Whee! She said, getting back up in her masochistic tone. More! More! She said, as she was panting. Darkness, calm down, Izuku said in a very frustrated tone, as Darkseid wasn't listening, as Izuku had to punch her and knocked her clean out. So how are we going to see to the lake? Izuku said, looking at the dirty lake. As Izuku looked over at Aqua. Darling, what are you doing? She said, as Izuku just picked her up and just said, we might need you to purify this water for her, sweetheart, Izuku said, placing her into the water. Okay, darling, she said, as she started to purify the waters which she could, but this not working. Izuku had another idea, but he didn't know if Aqua would actually go along with it. Just remember from part 1 they are loving wives and husbands, so you'll get that when it comes to it. As Izuku brought the idea over to Aqua, Aqua would have hesitated it, but she knew this was the only way to actually get the quest complete, as Aqua would have went along with it, unlike canon, as everything would have gone like it with her being exhausted and scared. Izuku would have tried to comfort her on the way home, but her just saying, I want to stay in this cage. Darling, please come in with me, she said, as Izuku complied and sat in the cage with her. As the same thing like the original would have happened with one of the knights coming at him, recognizing Aqua stuck in a cage. Miss Aqua, Miss Goddess, you okay? He said. You damn wretched fiend. Release her this minute, he said, as Izuku would have just perked up at this, saying that, excuse me, but do you own her? He said. Oh yeah, forgot to mention, who are you? Oh, I'm Misakuri Kuba, he said. I'm slanting that name so fucking much, by the way. As he said, as he demanded him to let go of Aqua this very instant. Aqua was annoyed at this, thinking he actually belonged to her or something like that or other. As Izuku would have just tried to speak up at this, trying to get his attention, but Aqua just spoke up instead. Shut up! She shouted at him. Don't you dare shout at my hubby wubby like that, she said, as the man backed off slowly at Izuku. You'll never get away with this. I'll stop you this instant, he said, pulling out his sword. As Aqua just focused a little bit of her mana energy into one little inch of her finger, firing at the man. As he got the attention of the Princess Aqua, he said, "Princess, goddess, what's wrong?" he said. As Aqua would have just complied, heard him saying, "Don't you dare hurt him, or you will lose that goddamn sword," she said, as him cowering in fear. Like the original, he would have apologized, but the thing that would be different here, he wouldn't have got his sword stolen by Kazuma or Izuku in this timeline. I still find that scene funny, if I'm being honest, as Izuku and everyone else went back home and went to sleep with Aqua calling up next to him like some form of hug pillow. As Aqua was scrawling through the night, moving her arms back and forth across Izuku's face, as the final position that Aqua ended up in was up top of Izuku, like she was riding him. Izuku woke up to a little shaky feeling on the top of the bed, as he felt something, as he saw the chandelier about to fall, as the chandelier managed to actually fall onto Izuku, with Izuku pushing Aqua right off him, waking Aqua fully awake. "Izuku! Izuku!" Aqua shouted at him, as the chandelier fell straight onto Izuku, sending him into an unconscious bodily fluid state, basically a comatose state, as Izuku woke up in the same dark void once more, as Izuku felt like he was not anywhere this time. He felt weird, like he's not even here, Izuku thought, as a weird bright light would have shone from Izuku's face once more. "Oh, Jesus Christ, why do you keep on coming back here?" she stuttered in her words, like, "Oh my God," she said, as she cowered in fear. "You're Satan," she said, as Izuku looked at her saying, "Excuse me, that's a bit over-exaggerated," Izuku said, as the woman started cowering, as she just said, "Please let me alone, reincarnate you somewhere else," she said, as Izuku would have just stopped her saying, "Could you just send me back down there, please? This was just a misunderstanding." With her cowering hands, she just, okay, let me just quickly just reincarnate you here," she said, as a bright light surrounded Izuku, sending him back down to his body. The moment Izuku got down to his body, however, his body started to furiously mutate, as he turned into his former demon form, with greyish reddish skin, horns that are sticking out from both of his heads, curving at the top, and red eyes mixing in with black. Also a little red cape with him as well. Aqua just stared at Izuku in shock, knowing who he was, but she didn't care as much because she still loved him nonetheless, through the magical bond of basic forcible marriage that has been done by magic. She'll love him until the day she dies. This is where we're going to leave the video off, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you guys would actually like more of this series, I know this video was shit, but I'll do better next time, I promise you that. And if you guys would like another episode of this, get this video to 6,000 views and I'll do the next part as soon as possible. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, bros.
I am a registered sex offender. I stuck my dick into a blender. Your mom is a transgender. I am a professional nude sender. You know that I be dominating. My cock and balls are rotating. Ice on my wrist, I could go skating. Between thick thighs, I'm suffocating.